The year was 1984, and it was the first scene in a movie that had ever made me cry when I was a kid. And I'm about to watch that scene again for the first time right now. Welcome back to Be More Better, where a better world starts with a fly. What the heck? With a better you. On this channel, you'll find tips, tricks, hacks, musings, and more to help you be at least a little better today than you were yesterday. If you like what we're trying to do here, please subscribe, but make sure you hit that notification bell, otherwise your subscription is meaningless. So when I was writing the How to Overcome Depression episode, the scene from the Neverending Story where Artax and Atreyu go through the swamps of sadness, that came to mind, and I was using that kind of as an example to use for depression. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized, oh my gosh, that is exactly what depression is like. So what I decided to do today is actually watch that scene in its entirety, which I haven't done in like 20 years. I kind of go through it and see what stands out to me and how it relates to this hero's journey, especially how those of us who have dealt with and are dealing with depression, how we can relate to it. So this is kind of an off-the-cuff thing. It hasn't been pre-written or pre-planned. So let's do it.
No, not too much. We still have
Be brave,
a long
Sebastian.
way to go.
Put down that sandwich. Okay. So here we go. Here's Atreyu on Artax. Establishing their relationship here. The boy and his steed. It's a white horse. That's very important. Very symbolic there. White horse. Gmork. The green-eyed wolf dude. That's trying to track down Atreyu to stop him on his quest to save Fantasia.
Atreyu and Artax had searched the Silver Mountains, the Desert of Shattered Hopes, and the Crystal Towers, without success. And so there was only one chance left, to find Morla, the Ancient One, the wisest being in Fantasia, whose home was the Shell Mountain, somewhere in the deadly swamps of sadness.
Why would the wisest creature make his home in the swamps of sadness? Interesting question.
Everyone knew that whoever let the sadness overtake him would sink into the swamp. You're doing fine, Artax.
So the trick is not to let the sadness overtake you, or you'll sink. That's the point there.
Come on, Artax.
Oh man, I hated this scene.
What's the matter? What's wrong? Come on, boy.
That horse was actually chained or
What's the matter?
to the platform
I understand.
so he wouldn't move.
It's too difficult for you. Artax, you're sinking! Come on, turn around! You have to now! Come on! Artax! Fight against the sadness, Artax! Artax, please. You're letting the sadness of the swamps get to you. You have to try. You have to care. For me. You're my friend. I love you. Artax! Stupid horse! You gotta move or you'll die! Move, please! I won't give up! Don't quit! Artax!
You gotta move or you'll die. That's exactly right. No truer statement. That's how you get through the swamps of sadness. You have to move. The problem is, it's so hard to move. And it's so easy to let it overtake you. That was totally me when I was a kid. I feel you, Bastion. Oh my gosh. That is exactly how it feels. Trying to move every day. Oh, he sees Shell Mountain. There it is.
Shell Mountain.
I just wanted to stop real quick. Honestly, as an adult, having gone through bouts of depression over my life, having grown up with a mom who was clinically depressed, I suffered from it. I still suffer through bouts of it, and have sunk pretty deep in those swamps of sadness. Watching Atreyu walk through those swamps, that is how it feels. That is what it feels like emotionally and physically to get through each day when you have depression. What's interesting to me, and I thought about this with the loss of Artax, the white horse. The horse, again, being a symbolism of strength, endurance, and power. White horse symbolizing, purity. One of the things to go when you are suffering from depression is that strength, is that endurance. So when you're in those swamps of sadness, yes, you're going to lose Artax. That part of you that is Artax, that helps to keep you motivated, that helps keep you lifted up, the you that's trying to help you move forward in life. That's what Atreyu represents. You're going to lose Artax in that swamp. So if that part of you is not making the effort to move forward, that strength, that endurance, it's going to go. It's going to go real quick. Now, Morla. I still haven't figured Morla out yet. So, but I'll give you my thoughts. Let's watch this. And
Morla, I bring terrible
my sister and I
news.
always thought Morla
Did
looked
you know
like
that the
was like an
Empress is
ET
very
ripoff.
Not that it matters, but yes, actually, we don't care.
It's an interesting response.
Save her, she'll die.
Not that it
There's terrible
matters,
nothing
but
sweeping
yes.
over the land. Don't you care about that?
We don't even care whether or not we care.
Okay, here's what's interesting to me. Here you go. Here's the wisest creature in all of Fantasia that Atreyu is trying to hunt down. And the only responses are, we don't care. The Empress is sick. The Nothing is coming to destroy everything. We don't care. We don't even care whether or not we care.
Do you have a cold?
No, we're allergic to you.
Okay, so here he says he's allergic. He's allergic. I always thought he said, I'm allergic to you. He's saying I'm allergic to youth, or we're allergic to youth. Okay, first of all, Morla is like a turtle, and he's in the middle of the swamps of sadness. So turtles, we think of longevity. They're one of the oldest creatures on planet Earth. We think of wisdom. But think of the alternative too. Okay, so you have this turtle creature. What do turtles do? They retreat inside of their shells. They have this hard shell exterior, this hardened exterior. With depression, when you're depressed, you don't care about anything. You don't care that you don't care. You don't care that the Empress is dying. What is the Empress? That's the greatest good. That's maybe your truest, highest potential. That's the benevolent you, the best you. But they don't even care that she's dying. Also, retreating into the shell. When you're depressed, you retreat. You don't care. You retreat. You put up this hardened exterior. So to protect yourself from further suffering and pain. But what's kind of irrational about that is that that kind of activity, that kind of retraction from life actually makes your problems worse. And it sinks you deeper into depression. So why allergic to youth? With youth, there's possibility. With youth, there is growth, there's potential, there's life. Morla is like the present you going into that's in depression. It's that part of you that that has wisdom or had wisdom that has been shut down and retracted because you've been living in this swamp of sadness. And when a young boy, that young hero part of you, that's that voice in you, the part of you that wants to help you, that part of you that is reasonable, that wants you to trying to encourage you to get up and go, get off your butt, take responsibility and go live life. That's Atreyu. But that part of you, that Morla part of you, is retracting, putting up that hard exterior, and living in the center, in the depths of those swamps of sadness. That part of you that's depressed is allergic to that part of you that wants to help, because you don't care anymore.
We don't know. But you can ask the Southern Oracle.
How can I get there?
You can't. It's 10,000 miles away.
He's introducing the answer, but now the answer is just completely beyond reach.
Forget it.
Forget about it. Forget, no hope. Isn't that how it feels sometimes? When you know what the right answers are, but they feel like they're 10,000 miles away from where you are right now? So here we go. Being chased down by the wolf. He's still trying to move forward. Even though he feels it's hopeless. He's not giving up. See, that's that hero part of you. That's that hero that's inside of you. There's Gmork. What does that wolf represent? Well, what doesn't want you to succeed? What doesn't want you to get that 10,000 miles away? It's fear. What's more terrifying, fearful than that crazy wolf with green eyes? But if you keep moving forward, those clouds are going to part right there. And your inner Falcor is going to come save you from a horrible 1984 puppet that looks like a wolf. Final thoughts. The swamps of sadness, 100%, is a perfect metaphor of what it's like to go through depression. Entering those swamps of sadness, you will lose that endurance and that strength and that purity, that hope that Artax represents. You will also find yourself, the old part of yourself, the once wise part of yourself. But that part of yourself, that present you, is not listening because they don't care. And they're not going to listen to the young, vibrant part of you, part of your psyche that wants you to win, that wants you to overcome, that wants you to succeed, instead of being sucked into your shell and avoiding it, avoiding life, setting up that hardened exterior to reject anything or protect themselves from anything and everything that could possibly come in to disrupt the status quo. And you just live in that swamp of sadness because getting out of it's too hard. And then there's that part of you that still is trying to move forward, but yet you're being chased by Gmork, which is this green-eyed wolf, very terrifying, very scary. And that's fear, because that's the opposite of hope, which is what Atreyu represents. And so you got to keep moving forward. In fact, in our episode on overcoming depression, we give you 10 or 11 steps or things that you can do to help you to move forward and eventually get to that point where your inner Falcor just comes in, swoops you up, and saves you from those swamps. Doesn't mean your trials and your quest is over. It just pulls you out of those swamps to complete your quest. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting exercise. Never done a react video before. I love watching them. If you have any other ideas about this scene, about this movie, what it may mean, please let us know in the comment section. If you have any other ideas for topics that you'd like us to discuss, or any other videos you'd like us to react to, let us know down there as well. Remember, never miss an opportunity to be more better. And as always, thanks for watching. If you're watching this end screen, this message is for you. Thank you. You are among the elite few that actually make it to the end of an episode, so you deserve my heartfelt gratitude. You actually deserve more than that, but I can't afford it right now.